Good evening, everyone. It is March 5th, 2023. You're just looking at a 30-minute chart of the full external trading hours on the ES. Obviously, we've caught a beautiful bid around the lower 3900s, had our nice short squeeze, and the follow through above 4030s and into those weekly highs and lows around 4050s. So now the question is, can we close that gap at 4097s? Or are we going to come down and close the gap instead at 39.95-ish, I believe it is. So that's what I'm primarily looking at for tomorrow. Now, news-wise, we do have Powell testifying at 10 o'clock, so I will likely be hands-off by about 9:50 or so. I think we could have, if inventory is stretched one way or the other, we could have a significant mean reversion into VWAP just before people flattening into the average price on the day as we have some large news hitting the tape. And I'll be looking to see what sort of reaction we get after Powell speaks. And if it's nothing, that's great. If it is something, then I'll be hands off. But anyway, what I'm looking for is I want to see a little bit of cleanup. We've had this huge run off the lows, 2 days, and we're up 3%, I believe, 2 sessions. What is this coming up in at? Yeah, about 3.25% off the lows. If we're just looking at the RTHs there. So, sorry, that is the full external trading hours. So 3.25% in 2 days. That's a hell of a move off the lows. So how am I looking to play this? Well, I'm assuming we're going to open below previous day's high. Right now, we're just kind of we're making new moves upwards, but I am assuming we're going to return back to below the prior week and prior day's highs. So I'll be looking to get short at 49.25, just the previous day's close and also the weekly close, or getting short off 57 after we run that overnight high that we've created right now. So looking for a run of that overnight high and then getting back below 57 and shorting it. We actually had a nice sell right there to the tick off 57 earlier during this huge spike, so that's nice to see that the level is working. 56, 57, just this sort of multiple lows made on that Friday of February 17th, and roughly where we sold off on February 21st. So that is just a key pivotal area, and you can see in general that 57 number, this 55, 57 number has been important for quite a while. We could go back even further into last year, but it's been an important spot. So I'll be looking to get short there. Above there, I'm looking to get short again, somewhere around 75 or 78. And I want to hit that short after we reject value area high from that session, from this Friday session. Value area high from that session is coming in at what is that? 40.79 So I will just be waiting for that 40.79 tag, this right here, and then once we tag that, I'll be getting short 78 or 75 half. 79 would be a more extreme short. However, I'll let it see if it's going to run upwards or not, and we can play it a little bit safer. While we're in this squeeze mode, I'm going to be in general being careful on the short side, being careful with these mean reversion setups, just because momentum for now is quite high, and when momentum is high, it gets higher before we do have that turn, that shift down. So until we get that shift down, which would at least mean getting below 40.18 and 40.30, until we get below there, I'm pretty careful on the short side. So shorting 49 or 57 after a run of the overnight high, shorting 75 or 78 after a tag of value area high from this Friday session, shorting 97 or 98, just that gap close area. Again, getting short around 41.09 half, just the point of control from this Thursday session where we probably trapped quite a few individuals who got long off of roughly the open and then were forced to sell out or might still be holding around 41.09. Short 13s. Let me just change this to a red color. And then above that, I don't really think we'll be trading today. That's roughly 60 points up from the current price, and that would mean another, what would that mean, 41.20s, another 1.5%. And I don't think we're going to move 5% up in 3 days. That's just me. So I'm going to ignore that for now. So right now I'm looking to get short around that gap close, short around some weekly half back at 13s and a pocket 09s. I will be taking that monthly VWAP close around 88, and it's just been a nice level in general, that 88 quarter. So I will be taking that short after we get a gap close. Short 79, short 78, 75 after a tag that value area high. Short 57s or 49s after a run of the overnight high. Long somewhere around 40, 30. Happens to be yearly VWAPs, happens to be sort of this nice high area. That's also where we had this auction prior to the rip. Long at 4018s. Again, this is where actually I took a short on Friday. I got short, I think right around here. And, or no, it was right here. I got short. I was seeing the point of control had moved up and we were looking distributive. And it was an area where you'd expect distribution, just kind of the highs of this balance roughly. And, so I got short 18s, and I was unable to get more than a handful of points out, and I did flatten it at break even on I think the one remainder. I think that's how that trade went. But anyway, when I saw that volume turning into support, that's when I went hands off, just because to me that was indicative of instead of having distribution and selling back down into a VWAP on the day, instead of that we were holding this prior auction, this demand zone, whatever you want to call it, this low time frame demand zone, and that volume, that distributive volume, was instead being bid up and being accumulated, and that volume, you can see, then became support, and we ramped up and eventually broke the 40-30s and got into 40-50s. So anyway, I think we have a good amount of trapped individuals around 4018. I'll be taking that long, and then below there, I'm not really interested in playing this until we get down into 85s. That just being a daily close around 4085 or 3985. We got a weekly POC around there. We've got 95% of the prior months of trading volume around 84.5. So it's an important spot to hold, and I will be long there. And then long 75s after a run of the overnight low, I think, which is around 73 or so. And again, I don't think we'll be moving too far below there. So anyway, that's how I'm looking on trading this. Nice 7-minute video for you guys. I can never get these under 8 minutes, it seems. Long at these levels per the requirements, short at these levels per the requirements, and I'm doubting that we get above or below there. So hope that helps. Hope that makes sense. Any updates to this will be posted pre-market to Twitter. I wouldn't be surprised if we have some sort of interesting move before the open. So I'll be watching out for that. Hope that helps. Have a good Sunday and trade safe if you're trading this nonsense. Good night.